What clubs were you involved in during high school where you had the opportunity to go to different states on different trips during the summer? I was involved in one, so I got to go to Seattle and Denver. Can you believe that it is possible that you could take up to 5 different trips to different states through FCCLA? Well, you can. What other clubs were you in high school that gave you the opportunity to fly across the United States to go on vacation? Because I know this was the only club that gave me this option. FCCLA has been around for years, yet you may not have known about it. This organization has made an impact not just on me, but on over 10 million people over the years all around the world. FCCLA has made a major impact on my life and made a huge impact on me and who I am today. However, through the years, no matter how big this impact was on me, not many people know what FCCLA is, no matter the impact and involvement I had in this organization. There is so much history that I was unaware of, and several behind the scenes processes that go hand in hand to put this organization together. Today, I would like to inform you all on this history of FCCLA, or as formerly known as FHA, what FCCLA is, and the process of becoming an officer at a state or national level. I am first going to start off with the history of FCCLA, or as formerly known as FHA. Before starting my research on FCCLA, I thought I knew a lot about this organization, which I do. However, not as much as I thought I did. I am learning so much that I thought that I would love to share with you. According to Amanda K. Holland and Karen L. Alexander, in their article, The Journal of Texas Tech University, Integrating FCCLA into the Classroom, not only was FCCLA, which stands for Family Career Community Leaders of America, it was FHA, which stands for Future Homemakers of America. I thought the history of our name stopped there, but it doesn't. According to this article, FCCLA had 2 other names I wasn't aware of that they don't educate their members on. Early on in their organization, because of racial segregation, students of color couldn't be a part of FHA. Therefore, they formed an organization called NHA, which stands for New Homemakers of America. However, only 16 states with segregated schools had this organization. Finally, in 1965, FHA and NHA collided into one organization, and even expanded by 1971, and added the title of HERO to FHA, and HERO stands for Home Economics Related Occupations. Finally, by 1999, we landed where the organization had progressed to today of FCCLA. National President at the time, Brandon Abbott, attended an interview as of September 1999 where he said, "Because our name had become outdated, we found it much harder to communicate to teens what our organization is really about, building leadership skills and addressing important personal, family, work, and societal skills." Moving on to what FCCLA is all about, what the students can get involved in, and the opportunities offered throughout the organization. According to the 2015 newspaper, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America explained, FCCLA is a student-led organization ran through FCS programs and classes through schools. Most schools start their FCCLA group starting at the high school level of 9th grade. However, some schools start in middle school, 7th and 8th graders. It just depends on the school and the teacher running the chapter. There are many opportunities for the students in FCCLA. One of these opportunities is competitive events. This could either be a star event, which could take you to nationals, which is how you get to go on one of the trips mentioned earlier, and state events that are competed and only taken to state conferences. With these competitions, students compete against one another and win medals in different events of their choices. Finally, moving on to the process of becoming a state and national officer, along with the qualifications. I was a 2023-2024 State Officer of Illinois FCCLA for the state of Illinois. According to the Illinois FCCLA website, there are no requirements for the candidate to run for office. Some things the candidate must do to make a resume and gets posted on the Illinois FCCLA website a couple weeks before state conference. The candidates must write and give a 3-minute speech which is memorized, along with answering 2 questions, 1 fact and 1 situation question. It is recommended to have more leadership experience and to build your way up the ladder to becoming an officer. An example of this is starting as a chapter officer and chapter president at your school, then a section officer, and then moving to state, then a potential national office. State officers go to board meetings, plan all of these conferences, minus national conferences, and present and represent FCCLA at these conferences. As stated on the National FCCLA website, these are the national requirements for a national officer position. Currently, as an active member in an affiliated chapter and have been an active member in good standing for at least 1 year, a minimum of 1 year of family consumer sciences classes, must have approval at his or her state association, must not have a present or formal member of a national executive council, must have a minimum of a 3.0 GPA, and have a cumulative for the past 3 semesters. The responsibilities vary depending on the position of each person and the role they took. Not only did you learn about the history of FCCLA, but what FCCLA is and how to become an officer, along with responsibilities. I also learned a lot about what these responsibilities were that I did not know prior to all my research. Overall, we all can now say that we are well informed and can answer all kinds of questions about FCCLA.